Hey everybody, it's Steve back in the shop again. I just want to do a short update on the 300 project I've got going here. I'm going to be stripping it down. I've taken it down quite a bit since the last video here, so I wanted to kind of bring it back up to date. I've since removed the radiator, the water pump, thermostat housing, got all this stuff out of the way. I came down and I've been working on the hydraulic pump. I've got it about loose. There's a manifold, if you will, that fits on the bottom of that hydraulic pump. It takes two O-rings, your return line, and then of course discharge line there that actually sets up in there like that. 3 bolts hold that in. Got that removed. I pulled the oil pan off and looked at if I can get a good shot in here. Kind of hard to see. Took the oil pan off. I got the oil pump out of the way. Took a couple rod caps off, and I've got some roughness on my crank, so I'm gonna go ahead and pull it on down and get the crank turned. I'm about to pull the rockers off of here. Got them all nice and loose. Now this tractor actually ran, and it ran pretty good. I've had this thing forever. It ran really well, but it was extremely tired, if you know what I mean. Once it got hot and the oil thinned down, the oil pressure just disappeared. And 9 times out of 10, that's when that happens. It's your mains and your rod caps and all that stuff. Your bearings all worn out. They can't maintain pressure. So that's what kind of prompted the discussion to go ahead and rebuild this old girl. I've got the draining the hydraulics out of it. Years and years and years ago, I got rid of the part of the steel lines, and I welded a coupling on that and came up with another gimmick back here where I had put a rubber line in here. I kind of mimicked International solution to these stupid lines. I mean, it was kind of a dumb idea to put a hard connection between the engine on one end of the tractor and the hydraulic valves on the other end of the tractor and expect the vibration not to destroy the joints. I mean, that was, Anyway, that was my solution. It lasted about 30 years. So when I go back this time, I'm probably going to eliminate all of this and go back with a larger hose and just be done with it. If the Keep It Original folks have a problem with it, then they can get some Rolaids or some Tums or something to cure their heartburn. I'm going to pull the battery the other day. I'm going to take all this stuff apart. Everything's coming off of here. I'm going to pull the deck off. When I get into the rear end, I'll take you guys on that trip. I'm going to pull this wheel off in the very near future. As you can see, there's nothing left of that filter housing. And it's actually been that way since I've owned this tractor. I guess I ought to have my head examined for letting it last that long without fixing it years ago, but I didn't. It was part of the if it works, don't fix it situation. Anyway, I've got this side of the engine all broke down. Got the manifold, carburetor off. I wanted to make mention again, if you'll see here, this manifold and carburetor actually came off of an H. And it's the same block on this on this 300. The H, a Super H, a 300, and a 350 all carry the same block. They just increased the cylinder size. A lot of the pullers, when you see an H puller, they'll have a 350 or a 300 engine that's built up instead of an H engine. It gives a lot more horsepower. Anyway, I'll when I get ready to take the front bolster off and get the wheels off and the rails and all that stuff, I'll get all that off of there and I'll bring you back up to date. When I pull the engine, I think I mentioned in another video, the clutch is well, it's like stepping on a ripe plum. There's not much left there either. So we're going to redo all that. So just kind of stay tuned. Might learn something, might not. Hopefully you will. And I'll catch you later. Thanks for watching.